Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen of the Empower channel, this is it. This is my farewell of 2025. This is the last build that I will be doing this year. And it's Logan's build. Gotta reposition my hand a little better. So welcome back to the Build Show. I am your host over here at the Empower Gaming Studio, and tonight is the last build that I do for 2025. I am not going to do another build after this build. This is the last one. After this, I don't know what I'm going to do. It'll be a new year. I did add a new command to the chat, so if you wanted to check out the new command, it's !2025 stats, and that'll spit out the stats of the year covering YouTube. I will maybe extend that and add information on Twitch and Kick if everybody else wants that info as well. Hey, what's up, Ernest? My favorite tech. Welcome back to the Build Show. So if you're curious about the stats of 2025, you can run that command, which is !2025 stats, all one word, and it'll spit out the stats for 2025. I don't have an accurate number on customers I serviced. I just know the number is over 1,000 because we have well over 1,000 invoices this year. So I know it's over 1,000. I'll have to get a accurate count on that. But I'm going to go ahead and shift myself out of the way because we've only got a couple hours before it's no longer 2025. And if this is a build that needs to be done before 2026, which I'm sure Logan was appreciating the fact that we're trying to get it done before the end of the year, then, you know. What did the RAM run? I think we got the RAM because we actually ordered this earlier in the month. So I think it was around $300, which wasn't bad. Absolutely, it was more than double than what it was back in September, but wasn't terrible. So we got a pretty good deal on the RAM. I'm not going to lie about that. That's going to be such a beautiful motherboard, sheesh. Yes. Yes, and if you haven't caught on, it's a white themed build. We are doing the Intel Core Ultra 7 for this build, so we'll may as well just run through all the parts right now, since everybody has questions. You can also do !build, and that will spit out the specs of the entire build if you ever have a question on what we're using for the build. Usually I have that up to date. Sometimes, though, if you come into the stream and I'm doing multiple builds, I might not have updated that. But in this case, it is up to date and is accurate. So this is actually the Juggernaut. If you look on the website, the Juggernaut does show that it has a 14th generation CPU and a 4080, and that's just simply because I just haven't got around to updating it. But it will actually come with the Ultra series and also the 5000 series graphics card instead of the 4000 series, because really can't get those anymore. You can, but they're not brand new. So these are new builds. We only do new builds with new parts, generally. Thank you for the follow, Frozen Fusion, over there on the Kick side of things. Lee, thank you for the like. Killa also followed us over on Twitch just a little bit ago. Dang, just looked at the price for that board. Super reasonable. Yes, it is not a bad price for this board. It's a very nice board. So we're going into a white build, and we've literally got everything here white. So the inside of the PC, all you're going to see is white. Power supply is a darker color, but we have extension cables for that and a replacement 16 pin 12 volt high power cable that goes directly from the card to the power supply, that is sleeved in white, and that'll match everything. So it's going to look really nice when it's done. The only thing that is in white that's going to be inside the system and is the GPU support bracket, which is the Lian Li GB002. But that'll be underneath the card and kind of a little bit more difficult to see, but you could still see it. So outside of that, everything else is going to be white in the system. So super nice looking build that we're going to be doing tonight. So starting off, like I was saying, we'll run through the parts list that we're going to be building with, and then we'll kick off and start the actual build. So we're going to do the Intel Core Ultra 7 265, and this is the KF version. So it's the K series, but the F means it doesn't have onboard graphics. So there is no onboard graphics with the CPU, just for awareness. But we are going to have a graphics card in there, so there's really no need for it. We're going to be cooling the CPU with the Lian Li Galahad 2 Trinity 360. So this is a fantastic cooler. I actually don't know why we selected this cooler for this build originally. I think it was because this was one of the better performers for the new Intel socket back when that was 14th or 13th gen was released, and this is one of the coolers that we used a lot of on that socket, which was 13th or 14th gen. I can't remember when those released, but that is why this cooler is still around on this build. I'm probably going to change it out eventually to a different cooler. I would like to do a Arctic cooler, but I don't know if actually I have to look in to see if the brackets support the new socket. Pretty sure they do. And then we also have the LGA 1851 bracket for the CPU, so we'll be using that instead of the stock one that comes with the motherboard. And speaking of the motherboard, we have a Gigabyte Z890. For some reason on my invoice here, I have a Z8790, so that must be some sort of typo. My mistake. But it's an Aorus Elite Wi-Fi 7 ICE. And the ICE in the Gigabyte series, Aurora series, usually indicates that it's a white board. So just for awareness, if you're looking at any of the Gigabyte products and it has the word ICE in it, that usually means it is a white product. So it's a all whited out board. It's going to look really nice in the system. We have 32 gigs of DDR5 6000 megahertz CL30 is what it should be. I'm actually going to double check that. Yes, these are CL30, but it's the Viper Gaming Extreme 5 series, which I believe are supposed to be a white color and then addressable RGB over the top of them. So it does indicate that there's RGB on it on the box here, but it's 32 gigs, 6000 megahertz MTS or megahertz, and it's CL30 for the timing. So super good kit for this motherboard CPU combination. Next, we have a 2 terabyte Samsung, and again, there's another typo. I have a 980 Pro, but it's actually a 990 Pro M.2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4 drive. One of the best Gen 4 drives out there, which is the 990 Pro by Samsung. Not cheap. Right now, these are super expensive, especially the 2 terabytes. They're probably pushing $300 right now, I would suspect. After the holidays, they're probably somewhere between $250 and $300 is what I would guess. Because 1 terabyte's $150 right now, $150 to $200, and they might even be past that now, which is absolutely insane. But that is not what we paid for that, thankfully. That is not what we paid. Hey, what's up, Killa? Welcome back to the Build Show. Hey, what's up, Chef? How's it going, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. Chris says, crazy, just got two terabytes for $89.99 a few months ago, LOL. Yes, each. Yes, there were several good deals on 2 terabyte drives. 2 terabytes used to be around $100. For these nicer 990 drives, they were probably around 100, 120. But yes, you used to be able to get 2 terabytes for around 90 bucks. And now, today, they're probably 300 plus, at least. I know 1 terabyte drives, which that's mostly what I've been quoting lately because of how expensive everything's gotten, and everybody's coming in at like, well, I've got $800 for a budget, and it's like super hard to build a computer with $800 right now. So, I mean, like $1,000 is your new entry level price point for a brand new build with modern stuff. Even then, you might end up buying an AIM 4 or LGA 1700 with a 12th gen i5 using DDR4 with $1,000, just as an example. So it's not looking good for PC building, and I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. So we've got the 990 Pro, and then we've got the graphics card, which is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5080. It is the MSI Ventus 3, so the 3X means it is a 3-fan card, and it is in white, so that is a white version of the card. We struggled to actually get a white version of the card within a decent price, because when we were ordering these, it was right around the holidays where everybody else was ordering them, and they just kind of they just vanished. White cards just vanished all of a sudden for the 5080. So this is the card we ended up with, the one that I'll accept. I wanted one of the Gigabyte models, but they were insanely expensive. They were almost $1,700 when we were going to go order, because the demand went up on them for a 5080, and that's just stupid to pay $1,700 for a 5080, in my opinion. So we went with the MSI Ventus 3, so we at least covered the white portion of it. It's not going to match the motherboard manufacturer, but usually that's what I try to do. But in rough times or hard times, that's what we won't be able to do. I know, I wish I upgraded the 13700K and 3090. Working for now, though. It's all Jover. All over. All Jover? I don't understand. What's up, Tony? Welcome back to the Build Show. I think I saw you earlier as well. For some reason I thought I saw you over on Twitch too, Tony. I'm sorry. Anyway, then we've got a 1050 watt 80 plus gold power supply by Montech, which is a Century 2. This is a fully modular power supply. I know it's over here around my head, but it's the 80 plus gold fully modular power supply, and then we've got the extension cables. We're going to be putting this all into a Phanteks Eclipse G500A, which is a very traditional ATX mid tower, but high airflow mid tower. So this thing can move a lot of air. It includes 3 140 millimeter fans on the front that are addressable RGB, and then we also have a, which I think matches the system very nicely, a master fan, 1 MF. You can use your imagination what MF means. MF 140, which is the Halo 2. These match the rest of the system very nicely. At least that's what I've always found. And it's a white edition for that fan. And again, we have sleeve cables for the graphics card, the motherboard 24-pin, and CPU 8-pin EPS. And then we've got the support bracket. So that is the build that we're going to be doing tonight. Hopefully we get it done here before midnight, so it is actually done before 2026. Legitimately tell them we'd got it done this year. All right, so without further ado, let's build this thing. I found you on Kick too, following on both. Yes, I'm streaming to YouTube, Kick, and Twitch, and Facebook, technically, but we don't get a lot of activity over on Facebook anymore. So, but I'm still there. Every now and then we'll get somebody. But probably the majority is on Twitch and YouTube. Kick is usually pretty quiet. Oops. Okay. So. Hot damn, an Intel build. I know, right? It's the moment you've been waiting for the last week or so. finally here, Roy. Finally doing an Intel build. Intel builds on the channel are pretty rare lately, which is you know why we tease Roy all the time. Well, not why, but we use it to our advantage. Ban him. I wonder why not. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just a guy that streamed PC builds here. All right, so this is our Intel Core Ultra 265KF. It's the Intel Core Ultra 7. They're supposed to be really good processors. I've honestly not built with an Intel Core Ultra 7 before. I think I've done a 9. Yes, I've done a 9. Just looking to see if I had a box. I for sure have a box, so I at least did a 9 once before. But most people these days prefer AMD, so we do a lot of AMD builds. Very rare for us to do Intel. And it's nothing against Intel, it's just that is the YouTube juice that everybody is sipping on lately. Is everybody says go buy AMD, don't buy Intel, and saying that the only few months ago prices were dirt cheap comparatively. Yes, I know. I wish upgrade. Yeah, we already covered that. Magic Find, it's great. I wonder why. The Intel. Yeah. Detroit Truck Doctor, it's some giant idiot and Roy have an inside joke going. Or an inside tease, I guess you could call it. Alright, so now that we've got that in there, we've got to move panel. Of course, my driver. Am I? Poisonous. Literally. I don't think that's it. Oh. Max had my driver. It fell off my workbench and it was in his bed. So Max was hiding this guy. This is a T20, which is used for these. Makes it a lot easier. We don't know if they reuse the same screws or not. Who's watching? Who else is watching the Stranger Things last episode? I don't know. My wife and my daughter is. I'm not. I still haven't even finished the first episode of the first season. I'm a Stranger Things virgin. I need a Swiss Army knife. I don't know, it's not... Actually, a long time ago, I used to try to do builds with a, similar to a Swiss Army knife, but it wasn't quite a Swiss Army knife. but it was a pocket driver deal. It was actually very difficult to do that. I've found to have the proper tool makes the job a lot faster. LOL. The Verge guy. LOL. No. Yeah, I'm not the Verge guy. I do know what you're referencing. We've got some tweezers, though. We do have tweezers. Lots of tweezers. These are your tweezers, right? Isn't that what he called them on The Verge? Zip ties. We've got millions of tweezers here. Ben finally does an Intel, and it's happened to be on the biggest last episode. I did that so you could decide if you want to watch the Intel build or the Last of Us. You had to make a decision, Roy. I know I'm evil. Only the realist cheats hang out here. Nice. Alright, so next we're going to get the RAM. I was just opening up the SSD, so that's ready to go, but the SSD is a 990, Samsung 990 Pro, which is 2 terabytes, but the RAM is the Viper Gaming Extreme 5. This is actually the first time I'm using this kit. Due to RAM prices, you have to kind of shop around. And this was I got a really good deal on this because I was looking for white addressable RGB. 6000 MTS CL30 is what I was looking for. And this is the closest we got, was a kind of silver color, whitish, with the addressable. I don't think these are actually addressable RGB, are they? They are. They're not very RGB-y. Package says they are, but they don't look like they would be lighting up. So, Vipers are nice, yes. Usually I'm using G.Skill or what's the other one? Fury by Kingston. Those are usually the two that I like to run, preferably. All right, and then the M.2 NVMe SSD, we're going to drop into this top slot. I'm pretty sure this doesn't impact any of the PCIe lanes for a Gen 4 drive. So I'm pretty sure we're safe dropping the drive in here on the top slot without impacting the X16 slot. I will, of course, double check that. I'm pretty sure we're okay. Drops in there. We did the peel. And there's a little switch, here, and then a toolless heat spreader, which is really nice, kind of fancy actually, and our our 2TB M.2 NVMe SSD is installed. So next, what we have to do is prep the socket for the cooler, which I like to do before we put it in the case. Because with Intel builds, you usually have to put the back shield or the back plate on. I don't like doing that in the case. I like doing that outside of the case. So we're going to go ahead and get our Lian Li GA2 Trinity SL Infinity 360 out and get the mounting brackets out of this box. Oh, a white build, yes. What do you think of the 9060 XT 16 gigabytes? Thinking of getting it? The 16 gigabyte is definitely the preferred version for the 9060 XT. It's a great card, absolutely great. So I do recommend the card, especially if you're looking for the best bang for your buck. That's going to deliver it while also giving you plenty of VRAM for the years to come. Everybody says 8 gigs of VRAMs isn't going to be enough, and that's kind of showing through slowly as time goes on, because the demand is just there for these new titles that are coming out. So, if you can afford it, definitely go with the 16 gig version over the 8 gig. My kid got a 9060 XT, he's liking it. Yeah, it's definitely a solid card. Makes sense, yes. Yes, it does. I'm happy with my Intel, but I worry about the stupid EK GPU cooler Ben warned me about. Oh no, Mike, don't worry about it too much. Something happens to that EK block, we'll deal with it. Pretty sure this has support for the 1851, but I don't see it in the instructions, which is interesting. Very interesting, although I think it's pretty close to the same size. You got the 9060 XT, the little pest stole one of my extra 4TB M.2s. Oh, that's like a $500 operation that he stole from you. 4TB drives are cheaper right now. We got 1700. Is 17? Can somebody confirm 1700 is the same size as 1851? That fits. I'm just more worried about the height. I know that fits. I don't think there's a height difference between 1851 and 1700. You'll have to forgive me. I don't do a lot of Intel builds. I should know this. I'm pretty sure this is what it's going to do. What it's going to run. So that bracket was labeled 1700. I'm pretty sure that's what we run. Now I always get confused with this kit because This is running the older Lian Li fans. It's not the Wi-Fi, the wireless Lian Li fan, so it's got the older kit. The older hub, did I say? Always throws me for a loop, especially if I'm building with the wireless fans. All right, so we're gonna move this out of the way since that is ready to go into the case. We're gonna get the case out and get the board mounted. Then go from there. Once I get it positioned here, you'll be able to see it a little better. But this is the Phanteks G500A. Ouch. I'm going to take the back panel off. And I'm going to take the glass panel off, which is a hinge. Both the back panel and the glass side panel are hinged panels, so they're doors. You just lift them up to remove them. So it is toolless to remove those two panels, which make it really easy. And then the top, same thing, it's toolless. You just grab the back here and you pull it up. You've got these little push clips on the back side. Super easy to gain access to the top. Installing the AIO, so we need to remove that. I'm going to remove the accessories box that comes with the case. And then get rid of this Velcro strip. And then got these panels that hide cables on the back side. We're going to remove the up, and then you push it towards the front of the case and they pop out. These are also hinged. But it makes it really nice for cable management. Makes it super clean. Plenty of 2.5-inch drive bays. Don't have a 3.5-inch bay technically, but I think there are ways you can mount them on here, on the bottom directly. Killa, I was on Facebook for a bit. I forgot that Facebook had a live section. LOL. Nice. Probably built 200 PCs, and I've only built 2. AMD builds nice, yeah. I've built, this year alone, we built 100, and this is number 131 for this year. And I've actually probably built more than that, because I do a lot of service. I get a lot of people, I just drop stuff off and then I do it. So that doesn't go towards the live build count. Ben, I think me and the wife are both going to go with micro cases this year, coming up to save some room for both us. My beloved King 95 or will be missed. Poor King 95 is going to get tossed to the side. Ian, well, I got a bunch of last year's before the cost went up. He took it because he was doing photography. Nice. Well, it's very nice of you to let him have it. Hey man, I'm a worldwide traveler for my job, and I need a small form factor PC for fun, like gaming and video editing. May you help me create a list, please? My budget is about $2,000 to $3,000. So, if a good way to connect and get help on stuff like that is actually to join the Discord channel, which, if you'd like the link to Discord, it's !Discord in the chat, and it'll spit out the Discord channel, and you'll be able to join the Discord and drop it into the probably hardware chat or support section. And there's plenty of us, including myself, there that would be able to help you. So I'd be happy to help you there. It makes it a lot easier because then we just can go back and forth on stuff rather than trying to do it live in a chat. Plus, it'll be there once you wake up the next day and you can go back and find it. Everything that we talked about. Makes it a lot easier. Ian says, any ideas on what kind of micro case? Jeffy actually just posted a video on a micro ATX case, which I agree with him. Some of the best. Quite like the Lian Li wood white case I saw in a YouTube video. I think you're talking about the Lian Li Landcool 216 or 217. But I'm building, girl. The 9950X 3D 5090 10 terabyte SSDs. Wow, that's a lot of storage. I need to Google that. I am thinking of doing that for our bedroom. Getting a micro. Nice. Don't look at the numbers, expert. Just buy. Just add it to the cart and buy now. Not even look at the numbers. Yeah, that's usually what you have to do, especially today when you are trying to buy a PC or build a PC. Just add everything to the cart. Don't look at the numbers. Throw your credit card in there and buy now. If you're married, you might want to leave the house for a couple days. At least until the parts show up. You might want to be there for when they show up so that nothing happens to the parts, right? And then cry, yes. Go find a hotel. Actually, don't spend any more money. Just climb into your car, parking, I don't know, a McDonald's parking lot, and maybe cry a little bit with your windows down so people can hear you. That's what you should do when you buy a PC today. Wow, here's more 2026, even though NVIDIA making it hard along with AI. Here's to more. Oh, yes. Here's to more. Thank you, Killa, for dropping the link there. My wife is picky. She likes warm colors in the bedroom. Not going to ask any other questions, Ian. My son has the 9060 and the 7800X 3D to game. All white build. Love it. Nice. Solid build. 7800X 3D is a great CPU to start out with. You can pretty much upgrade to any graphics card he wants from there, except for like maybe a 5090 with bottleneck. But what's up, Ben? Just wanted to say I'm loving the build. No problem. Thank you again. You're welcome, Mr. Cooper. All right, so this is the back of the case. You guys want to see the other side of the case where we're going to put the motherboard? I'm just sitting here reading chat. Sometimes I get a little distracted. But the studs are all here for an ATX motherboard, which is what we need. So we are actually ready to drop this board into the case. Gently place the motherboard. Hey, what's up, Kato? What's up, man? Welcome back to the build show. Y'all made it to the last one of the year. The last build show of the year. That budget build I recorded today has a PCPP of near 2400. Nice. That is up there. Oh, here's our 3.5-inch trays. They come in that box, along with some additional hardware and zip ties and things. But that is not what I'm looking for. I am looking for our actual hardware. Do you know who this is? No, I don't know who that is off the top of my head. Sorry. Talked to a lot of people, I apologize. Should I know who it is? LOL. So we're gonna play that game. Evening from the frozen tundra of Sault Ste. Sabria. From the north. Army vet over there on Twitch. It's Tony. Oh, dude. Well, name. Why'd your name? Like Tony? Tony? Like that, Tony? Winter isn't coming, it's here. Winter is here. Call Daenerys and get her dragon. Call Daenerys. Call Daenerys and get her dragons up here to melt this crap. I don't know. I think she only comes for White Walkers. Now, do you know? I think I know. Like Tone? The Lian Li A3 Micro ATX looks like with the wood would work. Wife approved. Right now, it's going to be an AM4 if I make it. I need to use some of those DDR4. Yeah, if you got DDR4 RAB sitting around, use it. The one I did with for a white build with 13 fans. I've done a lot of those. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Don't hate me. Wow, I can't type tonight. Looks good. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it. Winter for Arizona is 59 degrees and cloudy. Yeah. Thanks for rubbing it in. It's not me, Tony. Okay. Tony confirms it's not Tony. See what I mean? Why it's confusing? Because there's multiple Tonys. This is why it gets confusing, people. Alright, so this motherboard, I did have to take this off. Thankfully, it is a toolless removal to take that heat spreader off so I can get the screw in right here to finish mounting the board. I also forgot that I'm going to install the GPU support bracket, so I need to remove the screws that I had it. This is what happens when you guys get me talking in chat. I pay attention to chat and forget that I'm actually building a computer in autopilot. Anyway, as I was saying, back on now. Simple. And let's put this on there before I forget. But the GB02 by Lian Li is a fantastic board bracket. I highly recommend using this to support the weight of your graphics card. Some people call this bracket Hercules, especially if it's supporting a 5090. The Hercules of support brackets. Imagine that would be actually a really cool 3D print off like a Hercules with a adjustable arms so that he looks like he's holding the graphics card up. Would be funny. Nobody else monetized that. I thought of it first. I'm joking. If you want to create that, monetize it, and then get sued by Disney, be my guest. Sorry, I was welding the kids at workshop. Hands are still numb. Oh, yeah. Okay, do that. I was build number 25 over 100 builds since. Wonder how many hours you spent building this year. I don't know. That's a pretty good question. That's a stat I don't have, other than maybe from the live build shows, but that doesn't even take into account several of the builds that I did off stream that I had to do off stream because of time, lack of time there actually. But build number 25 this year, that was a while ago. It had to have been what, February or March, I'm assuming. Sounds about right. Do. Is your build still running good for you? I vaguely remember us having a good conversation about the 13 fans that we have in there. I'd have to go back and look at build number 25, and as soon as I see it, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that's right. You guys want to see build number 25? You guys want me to go take a look at it and find it? I'm pretty sure I can find it. You want to see what build number 25 was? Sure, Army Vet. Okay. We got one yes. We can pause the build and I can switch over and share my screen and show you guys. See if I can find it. It's a... Let's see. Work. Oh, there we go. Hey, the microphone actually works over here. Look at that. I just don't have a camera over here, guys. Sorry. So I'm at my desk because I'm not going to do this on the little mouse pad thing. Excuse me. All right. So build number 25, which was had to have been like early March. So I have numbers on these as well. We're in the 50s here, 40s, April, 30. Made it a lot easier to find back then too. 22, 23, 24, 25. Here it is. Nice. Apparently I'm supposed to get life insurance. So we still had back then the same intro. That was back when we had this was episode 499. Build count was 24. That was pretty impressive. Let's see what it was. This is build number 24. This doesn't look right. Did I click on the wrong one? Somebody must have goofed. Let's check this one. This one looks right. So now we're on 27. Huh. Something's not right, guys. It's got to be in here. I must have done multiple, maybe? Oh, nice. A ad. We got ads on our own channel. Is this the build that we're talking about here? Is this the right one? Although it says for Donald. What year did we build it? Because it might not even be, it might not be the right year. Now that I think about it. Anyway. I don't know if we were looking in the right year. So maybe it was 2024. That was build number 24, and 25, and then we looked at 27 for 2025, and that was the closest white one, but it only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 fans in that system. So I don't know which year that was. You'll have to remind me, or message me on Discord and give me a last name, and then I can actually look it up. Yeah, there's no rules. What rules? When has this channel ever had any rules other than don't be a bot? 8 degrees here, and we have 4 feet of snowbanks right now. Oh, jeez. Yuck. Hey, what's up, Ant-Man? Welcome back to the Build Show. Got that bracket installed. That's good to go. You can actually get our front panel stuff installed or plugged in, and then we'll get our EPS 24 pin, and then I might put our rear fan in first, and then we'll do the cooler. I think that'll be a good call on this. The Gigabyte RX 7800 XT. Oh, i5 3600K. I'll have to look it up. I will have to look that up. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I've done a few builds, as you can tell. If it was build 25 for 2025, then I must have messed up somewhere. Where's the USB? front panel audio. Okay. Oh, and then we have fans. Got PWM and adjustable RGB somewhere. We do have data power that we're going to need to run. Press RGB. So RGB down there and fans there. Okay. Now that I know where everything is, this needs to run up here. Like this one. This here. Oh, front panel power. Fan. Additional RGBs for Fantex. Connection goes there. Next video goes. We got this. Yes, I still have brand new for sale. Nobody got the money to buy it. Oh, gotcha. How much are you trying to sell it for? It had to have been 2000. I feel like, or 2024, I feel like is when that build. And yes, nobody has money to buy PCs right now because I am also struggling. Haven't noticed build count is down from last year. Typically that's a bad sign for any business. But definitely related to the economy. And the fact that everything is so damn expensive right now. Cost of living in general is up. I was just talking to my buddy about this actually, where the cost of living is so high, you know, it takes away the extra cash flow that people would normally have for luxury things like a fancy gaming PC. So this is a terrible business model for bad times during the economy. I'm gonna go ahead and install this Cooler Master MF fan, which is 140 millimeters into the rear of this case, because this case does not include one. We'll add it. Yeah, everything is just stupid expensive right now. I can't buy the motherboard combo till Friday or Saturday. I hope it's still there. If not, I'll figure something out. Yeah, there's always going to be something. Some sort of deal. In general. These Cooler Master fans, I've always been a fan of these Master fans. Anybody get that one? why only building low-end PCs, yeah. That's why you can really only do that. Yeah, the budget PCs are really the key right now for anybody that's flipping PCs. The answer is to focus on budget PCs. But even that, a budget PC today is like $1,000, so for a decent budget PC, even then, you're not really leaving much for you to make money, which sucks. Ooh, that was almost my toe. That would have hurt. Okay, so now we need our EPS cable, which we have extensions here we will be utilizing. We've got two 8-pins. Then we just need the cable combs. Hey, what's up? My Mystic Dragon. At this rate, not gonna make it, LOL. We'll make it. Don't you worry. We will make it before midnight. Like me to speed up? Change the pace a little. This means I won't be reading much chat. I find your lack of faith disturbing. The new budget PC is over $1,000, yes. About $1,000 plus budget. Council Killer is around $2,000 now. If you're on a budget, want a game, might want to stick to a council. Diehard folks like me will die on a beat. Breaks the better at that point. We're all in. You'd rather go broke on a PC versus getting caught playing on a console. PC enthusiasts. All right, there's our EPS cables, and next we should get our 24 pin in. Down that side of it. There's one thing that always bothered me about this case is that this right here is right where the 24 pin, literally every 24 pin is for every single motherboard, so you can't just evenly go straight in. You either have to go above it or below it. That's always driven me insane on this case. Whenever I get to that, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. That's why that was my only complaint ever on this case. Other than that, it is a absolutely fantastic case. If I had a Dremel, white paint, and the time, I would totally cut that off. And then send Fantex a bill. Let them know that I fixed their case. Especially for like aesthetically pleasing builds like this. I mean, this is about as aesthetically pleasing as you'll get without going to a dual chamber fish tank style case. Super fancy ATX mid-tower design. This thing's gonna look badass when it fires up. And it is gonna fire up before midnight. We are targeting before midnight. So if you're like me and you're lame and you stay home for the ball drop, which I'm lame and I stay home for that. And I'm building a PC going into 2026. What better way to celebrate it than building it? Alright, so we'll have to do it kind of like that, which I'm okay with, I guess. I'm weird. I don't like it. I like it straight over. That. Okay, now that that is all done, we are ready to install the AIO in the tower case. Actually, zoom out just a little bit, look at the toes for a second. I'll give you a little bit of a better view. You can at least see what I'm doing. They all want us to come down on the cloud. Y'all own nothing and love it. What Tony says over on Twitch. That was a nice build. Yeah, it is a very nice. Yeah, that monster I build. It's Asus Prime Z790 Wi-Fi, 1 terabyte SSD, Western Digital Blue, plus 5 terabytes hard drive. 5 terabytes of hard drive? Are you sure it's not like 4 terabytes? Or maybe is it a 4 plus 1 or something? Blue power supply. B plus gold. I don't remember that build. I'll have to really dig into it and figure out which build that was. Ah, crap. I forgot about these. More peels, guys. I think I'm going to lose my mind. If you guys have been following me enough, you'll know that I hate these peels. Some people enjoy the satisfaction of doing these peels. I do not enjoy doing these peels. I'm not one of those persons. Wasn't too bad, I guess. I want to get oh no. I don't know how these. We have the hub. But we're supposed to go to the hub. I always get confused with these. It's supposed to be really simple. Alright, so that's that. That's if we want to run it. Okay. Could have actually done that and print L-Connect for the software. We're just trying to figure out the hub. I want to make sure there's nothing I have to plug in for to get to plugging that in. This. All right, probably making this way more difficult. Am I? We believe in you. Thank you, Frozen. Alright, so this I'm gonna shove in here. Hopefully be able to pull it through. Really? Nice. Okay. Somebody want to come here and hold this for me while I get a screw started? That would be much appreciated. I totally bumped the camera head, so I don't accidentally jab the radiator with my screwdriver. I need to come over here and hold it. Cool. Nice. Go. Wasn't too bad. We could do this. And I just found out today we are shipping this, even though Logan originally selected local pickup. So he was super excited to come meet Ben, me. But he asked me if I could ship it. I think with all the snow, he's not looking forward to the drive over where he is. So I gotta get a quote on shipping this through UPS. Would have been about $140 on the website if you shipped it through the website. That's probably all we'll charge. Whatever the website price would have been. I'm going to make sure all the screws are in. That's why I'm talking about that. Because if you're shipping a PC, the last thing you want is your radiator to come off during shipping and then turn into this massive piece of shrapnel. Hey, what's up, Yuso? Yusu? Something Burry? I actually don't know what your name is. Welcome to the build show. My PC's RGB doesn't work, sadly. Ah, I'm sorry. Is it one of our PCs that we built? Kraken, how's it going? Hey, welcome back to the build show over on Twitch. I wish it would snow in Texas. I miss the snow. I came from Scotland. I have a terrible thing when somebody brings in, like, I'm from Germany and then I start using the German accent. Oh, you know, terrible accents. Can't help myself. Name text. Yeah, sorry. No, it's one I bought. Okay. So who's the manufacturer of your PC? That's who I would honestly reach out to, because they would know everything about your PC, or should know everything about your PC. If not, if you're just looking for some help, the best way to get help is honestly through this channel, is to go to our Discord channel and then post in the support and then ask there. That's the best way to kind of get community help. Hard to troubleshoot things when you're on a live stream building a PC in front of people. So the best thing you could do is probably go to the Discord channel, which is !Discord. Thank you, some giant idiot who already posted that for you. And then drop the question in the support channel. And then I'll get to it when I jump off stream here. 7 out of 10, I did good. Oh, thanks. You wee little bugger. But is there a tip I could have? I actually would need to know more about your system in order to assist. So if I don't know anything about your PC, like how your RGB could be controlled many different ways. Your RGB could be controlled by a hardware controller, which is usually a button at the top of the case. This is just an example because this is currently the top of the case, or it could be the front of the case. I don't know where your button is. It could be a controller from a remote control, or it could be a controller from software. And then it depends on how all that RGB is plugged in. Is there a hub in the back that maybe got unplugged? Is it plugged into the motherboard so it can synchronize to the motherboard? Or is it a USB connection, meaning using a USB 2.0 header? There's many different ways that RGB works and connects. and without knowing what type it is and what it is, then I have no way of helping you. I'm just, blabbing on at that point. It's very inefficient. So the most effective way I can help you is if you join the Discord, post in the support channel, and then we go back and forth learning a little bit more about your system, and then from there I can properly guide you on what to do to get your RGB working. You're gonna check right now? Awesome. Yeah, you can also send pictures in Discord, which really helps us dissect what you're talking about. And then also we could do a live call on Discord where you could share your screen or put it on your phone and show the camera and kind of walk us through your computer from the phone on your camera. That really helps us kind of navigate the PC and tell you what to plug and what to unplug and plug in, etc. It's just a lot easier than trying to just do it over a live stream chat. Okay, so now that we have the cooler mounted, it is starting to represent pretty nice looking piece. That's cool. Put them both in the back. Now, get our thermal paste on. Out the block. Move on to something a little bit more exciting. Ugh. Something a little bit more exciting, like graphics card. And then all we gotta do is put a power supply in here, do some cable management, and then we get to fire this thing up for the first time, guys. And I think we're gonna be ahead of midnight. So far it's going pretty good. Pretty sure the Intel hotspot on the Ultra series, or Ultra, up here towards the top. Like, complete opposite, I think. So everybody's aware. Sure, it's like center to mid-top section. If anybody was hotspot. Processor. Peeled the peel. Oh. Struggle bus here. I always try to get these started with trying to keep that fighting around, moving thermal paste at the same time. Dated. Started. And then we go back around and start opposite corners. Tighten it down a couple times, couple turns. Then rinse, wash, repeat until you have the amount of tension that you want on the CPU. Usually I go pretty much all the way until it stops fretting, or pretty close to it. When I start seeing the bracket, specifically on this cooler, start to bend, usually a sign of enough pressure. Bend meaning downwards. That's good. I felt good. So. The thermal paste police is going to come get you if you do it wrong. I've actually never been written up by the thermal paste police yet. So that's something that has not happened yet. Thankfully. All these lovely this is one complaint that I have with this cooler is look at the amount of cables that come off this block. Like, why can't we just do a single cable from here through and not have all this on here? This is kind of dumb. I'm going to stand this up to get these through. Actually, I have no idea what I'm doing. So strange. Like, why wouldn't it just go to the hub? Comes with a hub, but we have a separate USB connector. Huh. So strange. Oh, for the love, get in there. All right. Finally, got those through. Then we do have this lovely Lian Li hub that we have to connect as well. I almost forgot about it actually. So I'm gonna get these synchronization cables, sync cables. Actually get them plugged in, because if I don't, then turn it in. It's almost go. Got those plugged in. Then we just have our fan, our case fan, rear case fan to deal with, which we could actually potentially just plug it into the main hub. For the motherboard, I try to keep everything on the board as much as possible. Yeah. One second, I gotta say goodnight. What are the what stats? Porcaslore? Twitch stats. Yeah, I don't have the Twitch stats ready yet. I gotta get those. We should... I'll add that to the 2025 stats command, Porcaslore. I'll add the Twitch stuff when I get to it. I can really tell that the problem is where RGB connects. Yes. I can't really tell what the problem is and where RGB... Okay. Also, there is one piece of RGB behind the motherboard. That's interesting. I'm going to send you the build Discord pics. Okay. Where should most RGB likely connect? So usually on your motherboard you have an addressable RGB header. If it's a modern PC, it should be connected to a three-pin connector, which could be at the bottom of the board here, or at the top of the board here. Those are the two general locations on most motherboards. It's a 3-pin connector. Should be identifying as ARGB or rainbow or 5-volt, 5V RGB or something like that. Different motherboard manufacturers have different terms for it, unfortunately. So, not always the same. But it's the same connector and it does the same thing, which is even more frustrating. Sorry. But be a lot easier on white ties. Tie these off. I'm going to take some of these zip ties here, clean this up the best I can. Going the right direction here. Best I can as well. This. Looks a lot cleaner when it's run into a run there. Straggling. Okay, looks nice and clean. I think we're ready to drop a graphics card in here, hopefully. And then we can get the CPU support bracket set up, right? I don't remember if this is a 3 slot or 2 slot card. 2. Pretty sure it's a 3 though. One minute left, 41 seconds. What you forgot is that I am Eastern time. Thank you, Tony. I don't know. When was the last time Intel was good? Dang. How long has it been since the last Intel? It's been a while. It's been a while. My brain is still stuck in the daylight savings time. Yeah. Eastern time over here, guys. It's 10:45 p.m. Ball's not dropping for me yet. Maybe I should have considered that and started this build stream a little earlier. What's up, King? Welcome back to the Build Show. Still one more chance to get an Xbox 360 power brick and a GPU box instead of a graphics card. Is that today? We get another Xbox 360 power brick? Nope. Get a graphics card. This is a 2-slot card. Thought it was a thicker boy, but I was. It also comes with a white magnetic port bracket, along with white white adapter. Really fancy. Oh yeah, this is gonna look really nice in here, guys. More peels, guys, more peels. Hold on. Hold on. It can take me a minute to process peels. Where do I start? So bad at peels. So bad at peeling peels. Just terrible at it. Great, that peels on the floor. Nice. The peel keeps breaking, guys. Oh yeah. All right, now we gotta just make sure we install our GPU support bracket here, so that it supports the weight of the graphics card properly. All right, I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at the pictures that you sent over of the build. A little bit too much height there. A little better. All right. Good thing it's very adjustable. All right, guys, what do you think so far? Does it look clean? A well-built beast? Could be. Beautiful, Tony says. Now, you just got to put a big LCD. You could put an LCD down there. Now we just got to get a power supply in here and then do some cable management. We are ready to go. We're nearly finished here. Cables are going to run nicely that way. I think we're just going to have one straggler unless I run that back to the hub. It's going to look nice. And as a reminder, we're running the Montech Century 1050 watt 80 plus gold power supply. I've had a very good run with these power supplies. They've been very nice. And for the price, and one of the benefits is it's a silver power supply on the side, so it's not going to stick out like a when you see the power supply on the side of the case, at least as badly. I think it would. It's a lot nicer. Could also put a white tape over. Not gonna look. Did I remind you that I love twist ties? And so does Montec. Montec loves twist ties. I did post it on eBay. Okay. Nice. Look at all that space on the side intake. That would be awesome. Put a 12-inch LCD there. Oh yeah, you could do a lot with that space. Bracket coming through the side or the back. Oops. Yeah. King, how coincidental of you building with the Core Ultra 265K F when I'm wondering to buy it or not. I definitely can't say anything bad about the CPU. I just don't know enough about it. My opinion is pretty neutral for the CPU. Nothing bad about it. I just don't know how long. They do. For this time. No more big monster builds for me now. Only low budget builds. You're in no rush to sell it? Okay. I take it you're trying to sell it. Because it sounds like you got it listed everywhere. If you're local here in Michigan, Facebook Marketplace is huge. It is a huge used marketplace to post in. It's like one of the most used in Michigan. So that's definitely the place to list it if you're selling it locally. The 1914 gen, the i9 14th gen is better with games from what I've seen. But the Core Ultra series also doesn't burn out like the 14th gen that we know of anyway, right? I had to go find my Coke. I left it over at the desk. Daggers to the heart. I know that PC is easy, 1080p, 1440p, 4K, etc. Yeah. It's a solid build. Okay. Now, the last bit of fun dealing with this madness, which shouldn't take very long. It's 11 o'clock. Hopefully it doesn't take me an hour to finish it. You guys think I'm going to get this done before or after? You want these hubs like down here because it's all up here and there's a limited length of cables. This is where we're at. Definitely don't want to get too close here. Panel. This sucks. I'm gonna call it a day. Way more SATA on this build than I anticipated. I underestimated the amount of SATA required for this build. Not a terrible thing. Something I'm assessing right now. Testing in my head. Might have messed up. Might need another cable on the power supply for SATA power. Everybody's sitting here like, maybe this is going to take... Maybe this build is going to take an hour to finish. Joking. Oh, darn. Terrible. We're nearly finished. Mm-hmm. Why is that happening? Alright, we got it, but unfortunately that was kind of a pain in the ass and shouldn't have been. Yeah, it's not the plug for the motherboard, it's actually the connector on the power supply, or the pin in the extension cable was slightly off, so it was like not completing the connection and pushing the pin on the power supply connector out, which you could push those back in, that's not a problem. The problem is I need it to make contact, and I need it to make complete contact, because if it doesn't make complete contact, it does arcing, and then arcing is bad. So we don't want the arcing to happen. That is what I was dealing with. Just make sure it was completely connected. But those are the things you got to pay attention to when you're building. Sometimes you run into that. You shouldn't. Pretty rare. Time I've ran into that in a long time. You can and you will run into it eventually. Do enough builds, I guess. That is what I was doing. We got blue zip ties if we die. I got red ties, I got yellow ties, I got green ties, I got blue ties, I got black ties, I got white ties. Alright, not the prettiest. But they'll have to do. Believe it or not, this was cable managed work. That hub right there screws everything up. And then, what else? Having to put these on also kind of makes it difficult, but you can only run the cables in specific areas in order for these to close. Once these are on, it'll hide all my sins. And you'll see what I mean. It hides my sins. Almost like none of that ever happened. That's going to be a little difficult. Stay nice and clean on this side. That is what matters. All right, let's clean this up. Get it plugged in. It'll fire it up. Even the side of the PC is beautiful. Yeah. Not too shabby. Definitely turned out nice. Tony's on Discord, yes. The other Tony is there. Or are you talking about the picture? I like the case. This is the Phanteks G500A. We'll get a side view of the case when I go to fire it up here. I'll move us over to the side before I fire it up. Hang tight. In. All right. Logan, are you here with us? You want to tell me to smash that power button for the first time? Told Logan we'd be streaming it tonight. Not sure if he joined us or not. Haven't really seen him in the chat, unless he is somebody that I did not know his name was Logan. Tony says, I'm not just saying this. This is the most beautiful build I've seen on your channel, and I've seen a lot of cool builds here. This is the Juggernaut on the website in white. I think we have to drop the camera just a little bit. I think it's moved slightly. There we go. That's good. Much better. I got this build i7 9700 EVGA 2070 Super 512 power supply 750. Okay. Is for my next upgrade. Nice. This is stunning. My hat's off, sir. Well, thank you. Is a very white build. So everybody should go grab their sunglasses before I push the power button. Everybody, grab your sunglasses. This thing's gonna light up the room. Oh, no, they never came out. Still waiting. What do you mean, Roy? Get your plug fixed. Where'd the Intel guy go? You get your plug fixed. Oh, nice. All right, I don't know if Logan is here. This is stunning. My hat's off, sir. Yes, I already got that one. I've been going through the chat trying to see if Logan has identified himself, but I don't think he has been. It's like 11:27 now. I wish you a happy New Year's for you and your family and you guys on YouTube chat. Yes, thank you. You as well. Happy New Year's. All right, it's 11:29, guys. I'm going to punch it. Assume Logan is not here. Maybe doing New Year stuff. So let's go ahead and hit this power button. 3, 2, 1. These should be lighting up. Oh, those are on the hub. That's why those lit up first. These will light up on the board posts. Because those are on the board and not on the hub. Maybe I should change that and put those on the hub. The Leon Lee hub. Gotta wear shades. Just wait for that post. And then we should see the front fans light up. Because those are plugged into the board. Which has to rely on the post to light those up. I think we have a code on the top. Currently doing memory training, so it might be a moment. Looks like it's doing memory training. Still doing memory training. Like, wow. It is doing that memory training for a bit. It's only 32 gigs. Shouldn't take that long. I'll take a look at the Discord. I'm in love with the back fan. It's kind of infinity. It shines everywhere, but I love the style. That's the Cooler Master MF 140, and they come in 120s as well. But I don't think they have any reverse blade options. So that is the downside, because it's an older, little older style fan. So I don't think they ever came out with a reverse blade option. I think we're still trying to do memory training. Yep, here's a reboot. Now we should come up. This is an awful long memory training session from this board. Starting to get nervous. Are you guys nervous? Because I'm nervous. Keeps cycling. I don't know what the hell it's doing now. I think it's still doing memory training, but man, it takes a while. Y'all have a good night, and thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Have a good night. I'm nervous because you're nervous. Starting to feel a little nervous, guys. It's cycling again. Come on. Starting to wonder if that CPU cable is giving us trouble. But it's on DRAM. Still on DRAM. I'm talking about this light right here. That little orange light going back and forth from CPU to DRAM, and then it's cycling here, which indicates, in my opinion, that's memory training, but it keeps cycling. It hasn't posted yet. The debug is moving. It is. It's changing numbers. If I zoomed in, I could show you, but it is changing. Another reboot. I'm not rebooting it. It is doing it on its own. I'm nervous now. Yeah, me too. This RAM isn't cheap. I don't feel like going and getting another $400 kit. I've got some other G.Skill RAM here, but black. Not gonna fit the build color. But for the sake of getting it posted and verifying that's the problem, I mean, maybe all it needs is a BIOS update. For all I know, board might be early. Might have an early BIOS version. Oh, I know. It does. I get a lot of bad hardware. There was a 50 or a 40, I think it was a 4090 build last year. It was either a 4090 build or a 5090 build I did last year. I think it was a 4090 before the 5090 was out. And man, I came across two bad 5090s out of the box, brand new on the same build. And I sent one back, got a new one, put it in there. Same problem happened, sent that one back, got a new one, and then the problem was gone. So very possible on very expensive components to get problems. They were just immediately overheating. So you knew it was the card, not something else in the system. They were just immediately overheating under a load, and that's why we test things. Yeah, we got something going on here. I should have posted by now. Starting to wonder if I should shut it down and pull one of the sticks and see what it does. Oh yeah, we could return this if there's a problem. We can definitely return it. That's not the problem. The problem is how long it's going to take for me to get a new kit. It'd take me a couple days to get another one here. This is like the 4th time it's rebooted. Still on a DRAM light, cycling. Take a peek. The fact that it's just not hung up is telling me it's doing something. Not hung up. I have some G-Skill RAM we can throw in there and see if it changes its mind. I think we'll do that. So I'm just going to shut it off here and swap the RAM. See what it does. If it posts with this, then we know it's the RAM at least. I think I just pumped the power. Usually Viper's pretty good. Oh, Tony, thank you for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs over on the Twitch side. Much appreciated. Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on? No. Yes, Sure. So we're going to drop another kit RAM in here. If it differently. If we get different results. Here we go, round 2. G-Skill kit. This is FlareX 5 DDR5 memory. It's actually more of an AMD memory than an Intel memory. Oh, would you look at that? We are going to post. Just like that. So there's something going on with the memory. I could try doing a BIOS update and then putting that memory back in there and seeing if that makes a difference. I have a feeling it will make a difference. The BIOS version on the motherboard, because we already made it to the BIOS. Running a microcode 110, and it's BIOS version F9 for the Z890 Aurora Elite Wi-Fi 7 ICE. I don't know what versions are available. So I'm gonna look up the motherboard here and see if there's so we're at F9. This is F7. Oh yeah, that's a super old version. That's like from the original. So I bet if we did a BIOS update, that would solve it. Because we haven't posted, we could just do the BIOS update here. We don't even have to do the Q-Flash, which would have been the other option. If I didn't get it to post, I could have used the Q-Flash feature on the back of the board to flash the BIOS to the latest version with the old RAM, or the original RAM, in there. That would have been an option. But because I already have it posted, and I'm already in the BIOS, I'm just going to go and flash the BIOS from the BIOS. So we're going from F9 to F18. So from a 2024 version to the latest and greatest version. So I think that's going to be the problem. In order to complete the update, the system is going to shut down. Q-Flash will continue after the restart. So it's got to shut off the computer and bring it back up and do the flash. All jokes aside, I had to do a BIOS update for my wife's DDR5 PC for it to find the RAM for her home office build. Yeah. Pipe chest. Uh-oh. I think we're on a hype train. And thank you, Tony, for all the gifted subs. Much appreciated, sir. Now I'm confused for the board. Obviously, it's not the board that's working now. I don't trust Gigabyte boards. No, it's not. It's not the Gigabyte board that's the problem. It is definitely the RAM that's the problem. It's just it had an old BIOS version. So this is a board that was released back in 2024, and it sat on a shelf somewhere. And then I'm the poor person that bought it in the end of 2025. So that it just sat in inventory for that long. So this is probably an early release. I need to do Discord. Yeah, you can post all your builds in there. Choo-choo! Tony. All right, it's doing the BIOS update right now. We're at 51% on the screen right there, which you guys can't see. Should set up a mobile display so you guys can see that kind of stuff. I'm in the process of redoing the Empower Gaming setup. And I want to make it so that you can see that stuff in the future. I'm going to reposition the build station for the stream, the build stream, and we'll get a couple different camera angles. I'm also going to be upgrading my PC here in the near future. That's going to allow me to basically build out a better system that will allow me to use more cameras. Hey there, Happy New Year. I'm viewing for a motherboard ATX for my Ryzen 5 7600X. There are so many options. What would you recommend? I have the View. You have looked at the ASRock B650 PG Lightning. What do you think? So for AMD boards, oh, thank you, Tony, for the 5 gifted over on YouTube as well. Much appreciated, sir. Back to the question, Ledger, or Ledger, I assume. For AMD, I actually don't recommend any ASRock boards. I've ran into issues in the past, and so have many other people. And unfortunately, I just cannot recommend, in good faith, recommend the ASRock brand. I felt guilty. I love my YouTube people. I appreciate it. I just can't recommend the ASRock brand. So I would go with Gigabyte, Asus, or MSI. Those are the 3 brands that I would recommend. And then of course B650 is going to be probably your cheapest option, if you could still find it, because those are actually, I don't think, made anymore. So your next option is a B850, which is going to be your next cheapest option. If you're just gaming and just doing basic stuff like that, and then just straight up gaming, you don't need anything super crazy for your motherboard, but it does determine your back I/O shield, and it also determines your available M.2 slots on your board, which is convenient for you for upgrading and adding more storage later. So a board that has a couple extra slots is nice, because later down the road you can add more M.2 SSDs to add more storage to your computer, which is, you know, it makes it easy. But Gigabyte's probably one of my favorites right now, personal favorites. If there's no, I guess, if I was going to build the best possible build ever, I'd probably go with Asus, because they're pretty much the best of the best. Invalid signature chip. Check secure boot policy and setup. Okay. Nice. We'll have to play with secure boot. But there we go. We got that posted. Now I'm going to shut it back down, and we are going to swap the RAM out and see if it posts. All right, let's see what it does. With the updated BIOS, does it post? With the Viper RAM. Sorry, didn't hear correctly. Which one did you say? Asus, MSI, or Gigabyte? Gigabyte is probably one of the better, more budget-friendly options. And so that would be your B650 or B850. And then, of course, you have the X670 or X870 options. The 870 and the 850 are going to have newer features because that is a newer chipset. So if you're trying to future-proof your PC a little bit, go with the 850. And also, more M.2 slots are better. This is a Gigabyte motherboard, but it's not liking this memory that we got from Viper, which is usually pretty good stuff. So it's not typically a brand I build with, but because of the memory shortage is what we had to go with for white RGB. Which I do like the RGB look on these sticks. They're pretty fancy looking. They like breathe, which is cool looking. But not posting so far. Versus the G.Skill kit, which just almost posted immediately. Just arrived. What are we doing? So we just built this computer live, and we're trying to get it to post with this kit of RAM, and it doesn't want to post with this kit of RAM. So we did a BIOS update, thinking, okay, well maybe it's going to allow it to post with an update, but so far it has not posted. So I'm likely going to have to go buy a different kit of memory and send these back. I can at least get it started with the G.Skill kit, so I can install Windows and do most of the testing. I don't like to do testing on different kits because I like the computer to be complete for the testing. I can at least test like the graphics card. Put a load on that and get it toasty. I have to admit, it's a beautiful board. It is very, very nice looking board. So here we are doing the same thing, which is just looping. Unless it's actually going to post this time after that. Doubtful. After we've seen the behavior with the G.Skill RAM, I don't think it's going to post. Anyway, guys, I got to go watch the ball drop with the girls. It is 11:54 p.m. I got 6 minutes to run over there and say Happy New Year. But we know what we got to do. So I'm going to pull that RAM out, put the G.Skill back in. We're going to boot. We're going to fire it up with that, get that started. I'm going to get another kit that is white, addressable RGB that I guess I'll follow the QVL list, but that's what I get for not doing that. I was just trying to grab whatever I could that was available. So we'll send that back and then get a different kit. Is what it is. But thank you everybody for joining us this year for all of the episodes. We had 112 total episodes, including this one, within 2025. We built 131 computers this year, not including ones that I did off stream. But if you follow the live streams, the live build streams, we did 131 builds now live on stream. So that is an awful lot of builds throughout the year. We are down from last year, 2024. We did 196 builds, and I think that was with actually less episodes than this year. So that kind of just shows that these were more spread out, and we had definitely less builds to do. So yes, have a good night, everybody. Happy New Year. I'll see you all next year. Just kidding. I'll see you all next year. I can't help myself. I'm a dad. Anyway, I'll see you guys probably in the next few days or so. I'm sure I got stuff coming up here. I definitely got some more inventory builds to do, but there is an upgrade project coming that we could do it live on stream just to get some content for you guys. But Happy New Year. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good night, guys. Also, if you're new, join the Discord channel, !Discord in the chat to receive the link. Happy New Year, guys.